Experts say only 2.5% of smokers successfully quit. So when we heard about a doctor who says he cures 75% of his patients, we had to check this out. Here's April Wilson, who went in search of the truth about the truth serum cure.
Happy again.
I feel encouraged.
It's a ball, not overly sensitive.
These women are all under the influence, willingly injected with a potent drug you may recognize, truth serum. But it's not for what you might think.
I'll return when this has taken effect.
Most of us think of sodium pentothal as the sinister drug used by spies to extract information from the enemy.
I wondered what I was shot full of.
Dr. Balasa Prasad, chairman of anesthesiology at New York's Mount Vernon Hospital, has perfected another use for the barbiturates.
No more smoking.
Tell me one last time, no more smoking.
No more.
You're watching what Dr. Prasad calls energized hypnosis. He says this procedure cures over 75% of smokers and helps phobics, overeaters, insomniacs, and even drug addicts. In the past 20 years, he's treated over 2,000 people. Patients like Dora Russo, who say they've tried every stop smoking aid on the market.
I'm smoking since I'm 15, so it's 45 years. I smoke 2 packs of cigarettes a day.
Good. Dora hopes to watch her grandkids grow up, but her smoking has already led to chronic upper respiratory disease. Truth serum is her last resort.
I'm afraid of dying.
After an initial consultation, Dora receives 2 injections over a 2-week period. Prasad administers a small fraction of what he uses for general anesthesia.
I would like you to visualize it. It's an enemy.
Once the serum kicks in, her session lasts for 20 minutes, during which the doctor employs a series of hypnotic suggestions.
No more smoking?
And Dora won't remember, but the doctor even zaps her smoking hand with a mild electric shock.
What happens if you reach for cigarettes?
So her subconscious associates pain with picking up a cigarette.
No more?
Dr. Prasad believes the truth serum lowers Dora's inhibitions and increases her susceptibility to these tactics.
Here is what I have done is I can lower the barrier for a person for 15-20 minutes, and I will be their guide. I will let their intellect have an unlimited access and unlimited influence on their emotions.
So the key is to reach the emotions.
Prasad's theory divides the brain into 3 parts: the emotional, the instinctual, and the intellectual. He says his procedure connects these 3 divisions of the brain. For example, our intellectual side knows smoking is harmful, but our emotional side feels pleasure from the act. Prasad says truth serum lowers the barrier between these sides, so our intellectual side can teach our emotional side why we shouldn't smoke.
You're not going to let this habit make a failure out of you?
No.
Inside Edition wanted to experiment with how truth serum works on someone with a phobia. But first, we had to find a guinea pig, someone willing to take the injections. Well, my research led me to someone who's been afraid of insects all of her life. She happens to be my sister. So I can assure you, the very sight of a cockroach paralyzes her.
It could take me an hour to kill it, and then another hour to get rid of it, to dispose of the body.
To demonstrate her fear, we brought Jennifer to Clifton High School in New Jersey, where teacher Jerry Zelenka introduced her to a few of his friends.
Oh my God, those are really disgusting.
Jerry, can you take one of these out for us?
Sure, absolutely.
Goodbye.
It's okay.
No.
You don't have to hold it. What would it take for you to touch this spider?
I'd have to be completely unconscious.
Next, we took Jennifer to Dr. Prasad to see if he could help.
You're going to freak out next time when you see bugs?
No.
There's no way. Are you going to give the bugs that pleasure?
No.
After 3 weeks and 3 injections, we brought Jennifer back to see if the treatment worked. And though she was a little nervous,
The one that does not move very rapidly. Some are more rapid than others. This is a very gentle one. Well, that is a significant improvement.
Wow, you touched it.
Wow, that is.
she could actually touch a spider. And do you remember our chain smoker, Dora Russo? 2 months after therapy, she's gone from 30 cigarettes a day to 0.
I've tried every other kind of technique and nothing else worked. The truth serum did work on me.